Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. I got a really informative and interesting video today where we're going to take a look at the PL15 World Expo Guidebook. Now, whenever I think of WE, I think of GE, which was Great Exhibition. So when I think of World Expo, sometimes I think of World Exhibition. So if I say that randomly throughout the video, I am sorry. It is just a habit from saying Great Exhibition. But anyway guys, a nice little informative video. But before we jump in today, got an announcement to make. You know what I'm gonna say, guys. I'm racing you and you guys are racing me. Am I gonna get to 10 mil first, or are you guys gonna get me to 10k first? Okay, if we get a 10k before I get 10 mil, I will spend everything I have in my bank. I mean, in my Top Drives bank account. Okay, I'm not gonna go literally broke, but you know, even though 10k is a massive milestone, but yeah, if you can get me to 10k subscribers before I hit 10 mil, I'll spend all my cash on the spot. I mean, not on the spot, I'll record it, right, and then we'll post it, and then obviously I'll spend all the gold that I have as well. So it'll be some pretty cool stuff coming up, but that's only if you can get me to 10k before I hit 10 mil. Currently I'm sitting on about 6.7 million, so about 3.3 mil to go. I don't worry, I think I can get 10 mil first. But anyway, let's jump into PL15, the guidebook. Okay, so basically what's going to happen today is that I'm going to be pointing out the top 3 cars in every rarity for every main stat in Top Drive. So for example, over here, we're just going to jump straight into it. These are the top 3 World Exhibition, nope, see, I said it again, the top 3 World Expo cars in terms of top speed in the common rarity. So the one highlighted in gold, the car on top is always first place, the car on the bottom left is always going to be second, and the car in the bottom right is always going to be third. So the Bristol Zagato 406S has the highest top speed amongst every single new PL15 car added into the game, 130, right? In second place is the Tornado, that is 124, and then in third place is the Bristol God, what a name. The Bob. We're calling the Bob, the BAB, okay? At 120 miles per hour. Moving on is 0 to 60. And as you can see here, I mean, straight off the bat, you can already deduce from this information that the Bristol Zagato is going to be a drag spec car. Not only is it ranked number 1 in terms of PL15 cars in top speed, it's also ranked number 1 in terms of the lowest 0 to 60 at 8.7 seconds. Coming in second place is the Oldsmobile 98, and in third place is the Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser. Both of them coming in at 8.8 seconds, but the Bristol Zagato just slightly better at 8.7 seconds. Next one I want to talk about is the MRA. Completely different cars over here. The first one is the Geo Prism of all cars. That car is the best MRA out of every single PL15 common, and that's why I hate common, guys. The highest MRA common is not even 60. It's 58.97. That is really sad, okay? Second place is the Oldsmobile Starfire at 55.49, and then third place is going to be the Oldsmobile Tornado XSC at 55.3. Now here's the thing, right? Like, it's a little misleading because these 3 cars have the strongest MRA out of every single common in PL15. Does that mean that you should max it out drag spec? Absolutely not. Please do not drag spec your Geo Prism. It's just not worth it. It might have the MRA, but it doesn't rank anywhere close near the top for top speed or 0 to 60. Just 969 it and accept that it has the best. And that's one interesting thing about these kind of videos. You don't really know what rarity what car has the best MRA. Yeah, it's the freaking Geo Prism of all things. All right, next one is handling. These are the top 3 cars in terms of handling for PL15 commons. The Bob is back, the BAB, with 71. It's also a very lightweight car. So the Bristol the BAB is definitely going to be a twisty car because not only is it one of the lightest, it is also the best handling. Not one of the best handling, it is the best handling. Also has a relatively high top speed. And then in second place is going to be the Eagle Summit. Now the Eagle Summit looks like a pretty decent car to have, mainly because it is the second highest handling PL15 car, and it's medium ground clearance and standard tires. So that's not too bad. 77 handling with standard tires. I mean, it ain't no, you know, Ford Fiesta, rest in peace. It used to be an uncommon with 84 handling, for crying out loud. But yeah, I guess the Eagle Summit will be a pretty decent one going forward. And then the Ford Escort. Now that definitely is a pretty good bang for your buck because it is the 3rd highest car in handling in all of PL15, and it's only RQ14. I mean, that is like a lower range common, and it's capable of hitting 70 77 handling. That's not too bad. Okay, moving on now to the uncommons. Now these are the top 3 uncommons from PL15 with the highest top speeds. The highest one belongs to the Bristol Britannia, 145 miles per hour. Is it a 996 kind of car? Perhaps. I really don't know. It might be a British test bowl specialist for the uncommon range. I mean, especially for PL15 cars, it is going to be a test bowl specialist, but in the general sense, I would have to compare this to every single British car in the game. In second place is the Bristol 603S, coming in with a top speed of 140 miles per hour, and in last place, well, not last actually, it's third, is the AC Ace 2.6, coming in at a massive drop, by the way, from 140 miles down to 130 miles per hour. So this also shows us that not a lot of PL15 cars added have high top speeds. I mean, in third place is already a car with 130. Alright, moving on now, the cars with the lowest 0 to 60s among all of the uncommons in PL15. In first place is the Oldsmobile Cutlass S Sport Coupe at 6.90 to 60. In second place is the Oldsmobile 442 at 7.00 to 60. Now, guys, the Oldsmobile that I wanted was the Cutlass 442. There is a Cutlass and there is a 442, but there isn't a Cutlass 442. That was the cool one, and they didn't add that one. They added the regular Cutlass, and then they added the regular 442, but not the Cutlass 442, okay? The one with the racing stripes. It looks really awesome, and it's not in the game. And then in third place, the third uncommon with the lower 0 to 60 out of all PL15 cars, of all cars, it goes to the frickin' Ford Transit Ssv, coming in at 7.1 seconds. Alright, moving on is MRA. Now, this one is incredible. I don't know how and why and where Hutch got the MRA numbers for the Starfires, but they are in the 90s, which is ridiculous, okay? So the Oldsmobile Starfire GT, 92.87 MRA. That is insane. That means that it does a 0 to 100 in about... yeah, it was 8.6 times 2. I don't know. Less than 18 seconds though. Like, it's actually like pretty crazy, like 17 seconds, something like that. And then there's the Oldsmobile Starfire Ferenza as well. These two cars are absolute beasts. Now, what I'll say is this: I own the Oldsmobile Starfire Ferenza. I have a drag spec version because I want to honor that 92 MRA, but at the same time, 72 handling stock isn't too bad. So I also have a 323 version, so it's capable of hitting that 80 handling. And then last but not least is the Ford Capri Rs 2600. Now pay attention to this Ford Capri RS because it's gonna show up again. It's a pretty good car. You know, it handles pretty well. The 0 to 60 is okay, and the MRA, I mean, it's among the top 3 in all of the PL15 uncommons. And look at the drastic drop, by the way, 92 all the way to 70. Yikes. Okay, let's talk about handling now. The highest handling PL15 uncommon, goes to the Ford Fiesta RS 1800 at a stock of 77. In second place is the Ford Capri. Now that's the thing. That's the interesting thing about the Ford Capri. It's, you know, it has a couple of positives, some really strong positives. It's the second strongest in handling and the third strongest in MRA. So what I can see in this car is that it'll be a pretty strong hairpin car and a pretty strong fast circuit car for the uncommon ranges. And then we have the Ford Capri RS 3100. Looks like a great car as well. Handles pretty well. A low 0 to 60, definitely lightweight. I mean, it looks like a pretty good car. Alright, moving on to the rares now. Now, the top 3 PL15 rares in terms of top speed. In third place, I'm going backwards now. In third place is the Benz 500 SL at 155 miles per hour. Second place goes to the Bristol. Now, I know both of them are at 155. Why one is third and one is second is because the Bristol 411 has a slightly better MRA. So because of that, I just put it up higher. And then last but not least, in first place by a massive margin is the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR with a top speed of 176 miles per hour. What a beautiful car and what a beautiful picture. Okay, moving on are the 0 to 60 winners for the PL15 rares. In first place is the AC Cobra at 5.5 seconds. I own that car. I have it max. I have it drag spec at 996. It's capable of hitting 4.40 to 60 with an MRA of 68. Second place is the Ford Evos at 5.6 seconds. Not bad, coupled with that handling as well. At max, it's I think 4.6 AT3. Not too bad. And the AC Frua Coupe. Frua Frua is the AC Frua Coupe 5.70 to 60 with 70 handling. And then we talk about MRA. Okay, so the highest MRA rare is the Mercedes-Benz 500 SLC, coming in at 72.55. In second place is the AC Frua Convertible at 71.95, and it is the 7th highest rare in terms of all PL15 cars in terms of 0 to 60. So it's actually a pretty strong car, not gonna lie. It has a low 0 to 60. We gotta remember, like 7th is a pretty high spot when the car is 32 RQ. That is the lower range for rare, so it's definitely a bargain. It's got a high top speed. It's got pretty decent MRA. I mean, not fantastic. I know, you know, a lot of American dragsters that are rares that are capable of hitting 80 plus MRA, but 71 for PL15 is respectable, right? The 0 to 60 is also relatively low in its niche, and the top speed is high, so that's a car to look out for, the AC. And of course, in third place is the Mercedes-Benz 500 SL, coming in at 71.62 MRA. And then we talk about the top 3 in handling for PL15 rares. The Audi is first with 82. The Lotus Esprit is second with 82. Now, why I put the Audi above is because it has a higher top speed, it has traction and ABS, and it has a lower 0 to 60 compared to the Esprit, although the Lotus Esprit is lighter. And then we have the Di Tommaso Pampero. Now, once again, a really great bargain, because once again, as you can see over here, the Di Tommaso Pampero is the 3rd best handling car in terms of all PL15 rares, and it is so cheap to use, 6 RQ cheaper than the 2 cars that came before it. So really, really nice stuff. You max a baby out, the Di Tommaso that is, and it'll be 90 handling for a rare, not too shabby at all. It's also super light. All right, now let's move on to the top 3 for the super rares. Okay, so first place for top speed is the Porsche 911 Speedster 964 with 162 miles per hour. And then I want you guys to pay attention to the next 2 that we see over here, the AC Ace and the AC Acessa or Akeka, whatever it's called. They got decent, I mean, you know, relatively okay top speeds, very average at 155. I would say that 155 is still pretty good for a super rare, but when it comes to ultra rares, it gets kind of dodgy, and when it gets to epics, is definitely unacceptable at that point. So 155 for a super rare is still okay. Pay attention to these 2 guys because they're standing out in top speed, and they're going to stand out in MRA as well. 0 to 60, the 3 lowest 0 to 60s for PL15 super rares would go to the AC Cobra in first place with 5.2 seconds, the Saturn Sky Redline with 5.2 seconds, and then the Di Tommaso Bagua at 5.4 seconds. Now we talk about MRA, and once again, we're back to the 2 ACs, man. Actually, this is a clean sweep of just ACs. The AC Akeka is first with 84.08. Now, I want to let you know that all these MRA numbers are taken from Top Drive's club, okay? The AC Ace V8 with 83.82, and the AC Cobra 140 Charter, which is a 2021 car. Yes, look at the year, that isn't a typo. It's probably one of those refurbished, you know, new restored cars. 2021 with 80.96. So the thing about the AC Cobra that makes it so special is that it is the 3rd best PL15 super rare in terms of MRA, and it is the best in terms of 0 to 60. And with these, with the set of information that we just got, we can deduce that the AC Cobra 140 Charter is the best PL15 drag super rare right now, excluding prize cars. But I gotta say, man, the AC Akeka and the AC Ace, I mean, both of these cars coming in at a 44 RQ to rank so high in MRA and top speed, pretty commendable if you ask me. Cars to definitely keep around. Alright, moving on. The best cars in terms of handling, number 1 is the Lotus Elise Club Racer with 87, and then we have the Ford Fiesta with 84, and then we have the Lotus Turbo Esprit, or the super cool missile car, even though I know those are skis, the super cool missile car with 84 handling. So 87, 84, 84. Okay, now we move on to the ultra rares in terms of top 3 potential. Now, for the top speed, the number 1 car is going to be a prize car that all of us are going to win eventually from the campaign, and or not the campaign, it's the daily challenge or whatever it's called. It's the Mercedes-Benz C11-2, 186 miles per hour for a top speed. Absolutely beautiful car, beautiful picture, beautiful top speed, beautiful placing, first place for the Mercedes-Benz. It's a Porsche sandwich, basically, for Mercedes buns. Second place is the Porsche Cayman S3.4, a very special ultra rare for PL15, a car that we will be seeing again later when we talk about MRA. So 176 is second place, and then 171 for third place actually goes to a frickin' four-wheel drive performance car with medium ground clearance, and that is indeed the Mercedes-Benz R63 Amg. High top speed, relatively decent 0 to 60, and decent MRA as well for a four-wheel drive car. Now let's talk about 0 to 60. In first place is a prize car. We're going to see a lot more prize cars now when we move up the rarities. The AC Cobra 378 coming in with 3.90 to 60. That is very, very low. And then we have the AC Cobra MK3 427 at second place with a 4.10 to 60. And then we have the Lotus Elise SC with the 4.4. Now the Zenus, the amazing Zenus, comes in at fourth place, just missing the top three podium spots in the 0 to 60. The Zenus has 4.5, the Lotus Elise SC has 4.4. And then we talk about MRAs, where we say hello to the Porsche Cayman S3.4 once again. It's a very strong car, man, a very strong PL15 car. Not too strong in the grand scale of things, but when it comes to PL15, when it comes to German cars, the Porsche Cayman S3.4 isn't that bad. Great MRA, right? 87.27 with one of the best 0 to 60s. In fact, it is the highest not the highest, but the highest top speed super ultra rare from PL15 right now, because not a lot of people own the Mercedes yet. So yeah, the Cayman is a very, very strong car. And then the Mercedes-Benz Sl55 comes in second place with 83.93, which is still very, very strong, and it has a lower 0 to 60 for a much cheaper price compared to the Cayman. And then we have the Mercedes-Benz C11 C111 once again with 82.14. Definitely going to be a really good RQ50 with that high of a top speed, that low of a 0 to 60, and that high of an MRA. It is gonna be a pretty banger car, not gonna lie. I mean, it's probably not going to beat a Charger 3, but it's still a very strong car nonetheless. Okay, moving on now are the top three cars in the ultra rare category, or rarity, however you want to call it, for PL15 cars. Zenus is going to be first place with 88 for crying. That is insane. The Lotus Elise 111R in second place with 86, and the Lotus Elise SC with also a number 86. Chick Hicks, baby. All right, now let's move on to epics. This is where everything gets super fun, but there's gonna be a lot of prize cars in here. Okay, so top speed, top three cars. Number one goes to a freaking RQ65. Look, man, I cannot believe that this car actually, from 1937, is capable of hitting 269 miles. Can someone please fact check this? This is not true. Maybe Audi claimed that it was going to hit 269, but I don't think it ever hit anywhere close to 2. I can't believe that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know Audi that well, but 269? Really? Really? Okay, anyway though, it is in terms of stats the highest in the game, 269, which is first place. Second place goes to the Bristol Fighter, a car that I've grown an affection for in PL15, not because of how it looks. I don't like how it looks, but I do like its MRA, its high top speed, and it's low 0 to 60. Okay, and last but not least is the Audi R8 rear wheel drive, coming in with 201. So 269, massive drop to 210, and then a small drop to 201 miles per hour. All right, 0 to 60, the lowest 0 to 60 PL15 epic is the AC Cobra Super Blower MK6 or whatever it is. 4 IV is 4. I play GTA, I know this. 3.20 to 60, very, very, very strong. I mean, you max that anything out, it's gonna be 2.8, and if it has like an MRA in the 90s, that is going to be a very, very strong drag car, maybe even capable of beating the Yellowbird if it has its MRA in the hundreds, or at least 100. Second place is going to be the Ultima Can-Am at 3.3, tied with the Ultima GTR at also 3.3 seconds. All right, now we talk about MRA, and of course we got to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, or the car, the myth, the legend, whatever you want to call it, the Farbout GTS or the Farbout GTS. Not only only does it rank number 1 in MRA for all the epics and below with 104.5, it ranks 4th in terms of 0 to 60, so it just missed the 0 to 60 podium, and it ranks 6th in terms of top speed. So in terms of every PL15 epic, the Farbelt ranks 6th in terms of top speed, the 6th highest top speed, the 4th fastest to 60, and it has the best MRA of 104.5. The Farbelt GTS is ridiculously strong. Definitely Blossom choice. In second place is going to be the Rezvani Beast Alpha X with not 3.5, but with 101.45 for its 0 to 60. And in third place goes to the Bristol Fighter with 100.95. Some very, very heavy hitters over here. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about the handling, the top 3 handling cars when it comes to PL15 epics. Number 1 is going to be the Audi RS3 LMS TCR. I mean, that looks really good. 92 handling for a 71 RQ car. That is 102. I mean, when you think about it, it's like the Volkswagen TCR, right? Very, very strong car. Second place, we have the Porsche 911 GT3 Touring with 92 respectively as well. The only reason why I put it below the Audi is because the Audi is the lighter car. And then we have the Lotus Motorsport Elise with 91 handling. So your heaviest hitters when it comes to handling cars for PL15 are all capable of hitting over 100. And last but not least, we are going to end off with the legendaries, baby. So the top 3 top speed PL15 cars. Number 1 goes to the Hennessy Venom F5, a car that I definitely want in my garage. And over here, we're going to start seeing comparisons overall. So not just PL15, okay? Because these cars are among the best of the best. The Hennessy Venom F5 is the highest car, is the car of the highest top speed in PL15. And in terms of, every car in the game, it has the second highest top speed overall, only behind the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack. Okay, the Hennessy Venom GT Spider comes in 4th place overall, only behind the Hennessy Venom F5, the Koenigsegg Jesko, and the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack. And then we have the Hennessy Venom GT. It has the 3rd highest top speed in PL15 and the 7th highest overall in terms of, around every car in the game, which is crazy when you think about it, because 4th place and 7th place has 3 miles per hour apart. That is insane. All right, moving on now is going to be the 0 to 60 with the Porsche Mission R with 2.1 for a 0 to 60, making it 8th overall. Same with the Rimac E-Runner, also the same 0 to 60, making it 8th overall. And then we have the Ultima RS, which shares the same 0 to 60 as a Dodge Challenger Demon with 2.3 seconds, coming in 3rd when it comes to only PL15 cars in terms of having the lowest 0 to 60. Next up is going to be the MRA, and the Hennessy Venom GT is ridiculous. Okay, not only does it have an incredibly high top speed and a low 0 to 60, it has the best MRA out of every car in this update that we know so far, because we don't know the we don't know the MRA for some of the prize cars coming up, but 112.5 is insane. It is also the 9th overall. It's the 9th place car in terms of every single car in the game with the highest MRA. It's 9th overall in terms of its MRA ranking, basically ridiculously high. And then it is the 3rd highest in terms of top speed, once again, as we saw earlier on when it only comes to PL15 cars. And then in second place is the Arash LM with 105.43, and in third place is the Mercedes AMG GTR with 105.11. And to wrap everything up are the top 3 handling cars in PL15. In first place is going to be the Mercedes-Benz C11. Now I know what you're thinking, these 3 cars are all 98. Why am I ranking one 4th, one 5th, and one 6th? Basically, I decided to go with the lightest car for first place, the second lightest car for second place, and the heaviest car among the 3 for third place. The Porsche was the heaviest among the 3, so I'm putting it in third place, ranking it 6th overall in terms of the best handling cars in the entire game. The Audi R10 is going to be 5th overall and 2nd in PL15, and the Mercedes-Benz C11 is going to be 4th overall and the best handling car in PL15 with 98. But once again, all of these cars are 98, 98, 98. They're all freaking bangers at the end of the day. But guys, that's gonna be it for today. Those are the top 3 cars for all of the main factors in PL15. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up girls everywhere with the drop dead look. Swing it side to side as we slow dance to the night. When I hold your